So for our final trigger, our boss wants us to convert the customer ID to uppercase when a new record or row is inserted or when a customer ID is updated. So we can actually do insert and update in the same trigger. So we're going to call this thing test customers insert and update. And this is going to be done after insert and update actions. So let's go ahead and create this thing. Okay, so you can see here's the name of our trigger. Okay, this is the table that the trigger is going to act on, and it's going to run automatic after an insert or an update. And so we are looking at an update on test customers. We're going to set the customer ID to the uppercase version of the customer ID, where the customer ID is in the inserted temporary data. Okay, so basically it doesn't matter if it's an insert or an update because both of them are using this inserted temporary row, okay? And it doesn't really matter if they're updating or inserting something new. We want it converted to uppercase, okay? So that's what we want to happen. It's going to be looking at either the row they updated or the new row they inserted, specifically at that customer ID. That is what it's going to be changing. And we're going to go ahead and create our trigger. And now what we're going to do is we're going to run a couple different updates. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at the customer log. And we'll also take a look at our table. So I'm going to move this down. Okay, so you can see we've got a little update here. We're going to set the customer ID to folk. This is not in all capitals. Where the customer ID was Franz, so we're changing the customer ID in the update. And then you can see we're doing another one. We're setting it to shop, so it's not all caps. And the customer ID originally is Let's with an extra S. So those two we can definitely check, doing a select to make sure that the trigger worked. And then we are doing an insert into test customers. And you can see that we've got the 3 columns. We're adding the data, and you can see that the customer ID is not capitalized. Okay, so what this trigger is doing is it's looking at that customer ID and it's converting it to all caps. And even if it was all caps, it doesn't hurt to run through that little function because it doesn't take any time at all. Okay, so this is what we're changing, and we're going to go ahead and execute. Okay, so you can see that we had the rows changed. And we did not turn no count on, so that is why you're seeing these 3. So this row was affected here, and then it changed it to uppercase. That's what that's referring to. This one changed here, and then it converted to uppercase. This one inserted here, converted to uppercase because we didn't have no count on. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we are going to do a couple selects. We're going to select from our log because it did do an update and an insert. So it should have added to our log. And we're going to take a look at the test customer table because that should have also been updated. So let's go ahead and look. Okay, so let me change this. All right, so you can see what it did here. So we had folk, here's our folk. So here, it updated the ID, okay, to folk, but then automatically the trigger ran and it converted it to uppercase, so it got updated again. And here it updated the ID to shop and our trigger ran, so it updated it again. And here we inserted a row and we updated to all uppercase. And then just to verify that, you can see gamer right here is all uppercase. And if we were to scroll through all of this, there's quite a few in here, we should notice that the other ones were adjusted as well. I can see folk right there. Oh, that's in the wrong one. Oh, here it is. Okay, so if you look through here, you should be able to see, here's shop, I just saw folk, and gamer was up at the top. Okay, so all of those changes did get in both. So at this point, we are done with procedures, user-defined functions, and triggers. So you can save all of your changes and upload your script.